Hey guys! Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ridge Backpack from Troubadour, which is a premium 25-liter work and everyday bag. And I've had my eye on Troubadour's bags for a while as they have a very distinct and kind of sophisticated aesthetic, and Troubadour designs their bags to work as well in the boardroom as they do for walking around a city. And I've been testing out the Ridge Backpack for the past couple of weeks, and so far it's been a really great experience. The bag has a very solid build quality. I really like the overall aesthetic. It offers an impressive amount of space, and I really like all the organizational options that it has. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys, and I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the outside of the bag, I really like the overall aesthetic. This is definitely one of the most distinctive aspects about the bag. It just has a very sophisticated style that feels like it's going to go very well with a suit or with a little bit of a nicer outfit, but it's still modern enough that you can wear it out for walking around the city in addition to taking into the office. The bag definitely reminds me a little bit of a To-Me style bag. It just has a very classy feel, but with a little bit more of a modern aesthetic. And so, as far as the colors, the bag is offered in an all black and in the navy that you see here, and it looks great in both colors in my opinion. And then moving into the materials, on the exterior, the bag has a recycled nylon that feels like it's going to offer plenty of weather resistance and hold up to rougher usage. And then it also has some vegan leather accents on the pocketing, the zipper pulls, and also on the top handle. On top of that, the bag has some well-protected zippers all throughout. These are not YKK, I believe. I haven't been able to see any branding on them, but so far they've worked very well, and I just really like how much protection they offer from the elements for anything that you have inside. And then continuing along the outside, I was really happy to see that the bag has an external water bottle pocket on each side, and it offers a nice amount of space. Currently what I have here is the same 20-ounce water bottle that you've seen in a lot of my other daily bag videos, and that fit in there really comfortably. And I like that the compartment has some elasticity, so if you have something a little bit thicker, it should be able to fit in here okay. It also has a decent amount of depth, so if you want to place something like your umbrella or maybe a tripod, it should be able to fit in there pretty securely. And then I like that because it has the elastic, the water bottle pockets stay pretty flush against the bag when you're not using it. And then moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 25 liters, which is a really versatile size in my opinion. I was easily able to hold all the items that I normally like to carry with me on my day-to-day, and I still had some leftover space for something like a lunchbox or a change of clothes. And then I really like that even when the bag was a little bit more packed out, it maintained a pretty slim silhouette and hugged my back well, making it great for navigating crowded areas or jumping onto public transit. And then one thing that I wanted to call out about the silhouette of the bag is that it actually maintains its shape pretty well even when it's a little bit emptier, which helps it stand up very well on its own, which I know is a feature that a lot of people look for in a bag like this. Continuing on with the straps and the back paneling, so far the bag has been pretty comfortable to wear, but there are some things that I think could be improved in this area. So the straps have a decent amount of padding. They're pretty thick and soft out of the box on the inside. They don't really have a meshy material to help prevent moisture from building up, but really where I had some trouble with this bag was with the width of the straps. So they're just a little bit narrow in my opinion for a bag of this size where you can really load it up with a lot of stuff. And so after wearing it for a while, I did notice that my shoulders would tend to get a little bit fatigued. So I wish that they had been just a little wider to help kind of prevent that from happening. Also, there's no sternum strap on the straps or the ability to add one, which I think, makes sense given the clean look of the bag. It might have looked out of place to have that extra strap, but again, given the size of the bag and the weight that you can actually place in here, it might have been nice to have that additional bit of support. One last note that I did have on the straps is that I like that they included these little metallic keepers at the bottom that you can use to keep the straps in place after you've adjusted them to help the bag keep a cleaner overall look. Moving into the back paneling, this has also been pretty comfortable. It has the same kind of gel-like padding that we saw on the strap, so it feels soft and comfortable against your back even when the bag is a little bit more packed out. I did notice, however, that there's no sort of mesh or elevation on the back paneling to help with airflow or breathability, so I noticed that my back would tend to get pretty sweaty while I was walking around with this throughout the day. One last thing I want to call out while we're on the back paneling is that there is a nice luggage pass-through included here that's going to allow you to rest this on your suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. And then jumping into the organizational options, this is an area where the bag really excels. I like how many pockets are offered all throughout. Before taking a look at the pockets, one thing that I wanted to mention, as I said a little bit earlier, is that it's nice how the pockets all hold their shape to just give the bag a much neater look. You know, there's a lot of bags where the pockets can kind of collapse in on themselves when they're not fully packed out, which can make the bag look kind of messy and wrinkly. So I like that everything stays very classy because it holds its shape. And there's just a nice amount of volume in all of these pockets. I'll start off with this one here at the top, which is a really nice quick access area for anything that you need to grab while you're on the go. And so I just have a few items kind of floating around here at the front because of how much this comes up. I have my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. And then I also have a lightning cable and power brick to charge my tablet and my phone. And then in this compartment on the back, you have a very small and simple slip pocket to provide just a little bit of organization. This compartment is slightly elastic, so it's nice that it gives you some flexibility with what you can store in here. As you can see, it's a little bit loose. So, you know, anything that you place in here, if you flip the bag over, it may fall out, but it's still nice to have this area to separate some smaller items. So the only thing that I tossed in here was my Apple AirPods. And then in this compartment, you also have a nice little lanyard with a metallic clip that's going to be a great spot to attach something like your keys or a multi-tool. Moving down along the front, you have two identically sized zippered pockets that are a little bit taller, so they're going to offer plenty of space for those bulkier accessories that you need to carry with you. So in this one here on the right, I just tossed in my Ray-Ban sunglasses with their case. As you can see, there was a little bit of leftover space at the top if I had something taller that I needed to store. And then on the other side, you have, again, the same compartment. The main difference here is just the material. So you have, again, that leather, that vegan leather here that's going to help distinguish between the pockets and these really nice aqua guarded zippers. And so in this one, I just tossed in my BluePop portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank. But again, a nice amount of volume. I really like the gusset that's included here so that you don't have items accidentally falling out of the compartment. And again, with the volume that's provided here, you could even store something like an additional organizational pouch if you wanted to just toss it in. And then next to one of the water bottle compartments, you have a hidden zippered area here that's going to be a great spot for something a little bit more sensitive that you want to keep hidden from pickpockets. So what I currently placed in here was just a field notes notebook, but this would be a great spot to maybe put something like a wallet, your phone, or maybe some spare cash. One thing that I will note about this area is that it does share a little bit of volume with the water bottle pocket, so you'll have to keep that in mind. If you're placing a larger water bottle here, you won't have quite as much space to use in this pocket. The next area that we're going to take a look at is the laptop compartment, and I like that this has a separate laptop area that has a very nice well-protected zipper so you can easily get to your device when you need to. And this compartment actually has a decent amount of space. Even in addition to the laptop, I was able to toss in my Levitate portable standing desk, and that fit in there comfortably without pressing up against the laptop itself. So this might also be a great spot to put some folders or some papers if you need to. And so on the inside, it just has a very simple sleeve that's going to help keep your laptop separate from anything that you place in here. And the sleeve offers a little bit of padding. It's a little bit thinner and more flexible than I would like to see on a laptop sleeve like this. And one thing that I noticed is that it's not actually suspended off the bottom of the ground, which I was a little bit sad to see. That's definitely something I would like to see in a future version of the bag. The bottom of the bag is padded, so your laptop still has some protection, but it's still not the same as actually suspending it up off the bottom. So the sleeve itself can hold up to a 15 or 16 inch laptop very comfortably. Currently what I have here is my 13 inch MacBook Pro, but you can see how much leftover space there is here. So pulling my laptop out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside, and so it comes up a decent amount. So if you happen to have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in here okay. No sort of fleece lining on either side of the compartment. And again, I'm a little sad that the compartment wasn't suspended, but with the padding that's offered here, it still feels like my device is going to be pretty well protected while I'm running around throughout the day. And then the last area that we're going to be taking a look at is the main compartment. And before jumping into that, one thing I want to call out is the zipper for the main area is actually lockable, which is nice, particularly as you're traveling, to help add a little bit more peace of mind. And then opening the compartment up, this is a top loading bag, but it has a nice wide opening so you can easily see what's on the inside. And so plenty of volume here. Again, 25 liters of space. Even with the items that I normally pack out, I still have some leftover capacity. I like that this doesn't feel overpacked. And so jumping into what I currently have here, first up, I have Troubadour's Caboodle case, which is a really nice tech organizer that I'm going to be doing a little bit of a deeper dive into in a future video. But so far it's been great to use. So keep an eye out for when that next video from Troubadour comes out. And then down at the bottom, I have my Bellroy Classic pouch that has some small accessories that I like to carry with me. And then I also have my Beats Studio wireless headphones with their hard case. And so now with the compartment empty, you can see just how much it comes up. So plenty of volume here, and I really like when bags come up this amount because it allows you to store some bulkier items and can also work well for minimal travel. So with the amount of space that I have here, I can definitely toss in my larger double-sided and compressible packing cube, maybe a dop kit or an additional pair of shoes, and with this I should be able to travel for a longer weekend pretty easily. So really nice versatile size. And then on the inside of the compartment you have some additional organizational options. So at the top here you have a zippered area that is just a pretty simple slip pocket, but it's very deep. It goes down pretty much to the bottom of the bag. So if you have anything taller that you need to store, this will be a great spot for it. Currently what I tossed in here is my iPad mini, and that fit in there comfortably. You can definitely toss in a full-size 11-inch tablet in here, and then I also tossed in a full-size Moleskine notebook. And then down in front you have a few additional slip pockets that are going to provide some nice organization to prevent everything from falling down into the bottom of the bag. So on the left here you have a larger slip pockets. It's going to be a good spot for anything a little bit taller that you have. I like how much volume these offer. Currently the only thing that I have in this one is my Apple Magic Mouse. And then next to that you have a similarly sized slip pocket, again same depth, and in this one I just tossed in the Matador pocket blanket that you can use to sit down on the ground. Recently I've been doing some more picnics, and it's nice to have a blanket like this you can just lay out on the ground to have your lunch and prevent your bag and pants from getting dirty. And then in front of that you have a small kind of more elastic slip pocket that's going to offer a little bit more protection, particularly if you want to place something delicate like a phone in here. I like the elasticity that's offered. Currently the only thing that I have in here is my USB-C hub for my MacBook Pro. And then next to that you have a small slot that's going to be a great spot for putting something like a stylus or a pen, which is what I currently have here. And then the last bit of organization I want to call out while we're in this main area is on the flap you have an additional mesh zippered pocket. And it's interesting that this zipper has an aqua guard, considering this is on the inside of a bag, but so far it's worked pretty well. It's nice to have that. And this offers a nice amount of space. I can't quite show you the full volume here, but the compartment goes pretty deep, and I like how clear the mesh is so you can easily see what's on the inside. The mesh also feels very high quality here, and so you have plenty of space for anything just kind of that you don't want to have loose in this compartment and you want to get to easily. So I just tossed in a bunch of smaller accessories here. I have a small stand for my tablet and my phone, and then I also tossed in a little USB cable that has a bunch of connectors that I like to have with me, and then I also tossed in a small USB adapter for my phone. So just really love the layout and organizational options provided all throughout this main compartment. It offers plenty of space, and if you're just looking for a bag that's going to offer a very sophisticated style and a solid build quality, then this is going to be a really good option to check out. And so to wrap up, I've really enjoyed testing out the Ridge Backpack over the past couple of weeks. The bag has a great build quality. I really love its overall aesthetic. It has an impressive amount of space, and I really like all the organizational options that it offers. And so you can currently purchase this on Troubadour's site for about $300, which is definitely premium pricing for an everyday bag. Now the backpack does have some great materials and a really unique aesthetic that might make it worth the additional cost, but there are a lot of other great bags in this price range that might be worth taking a look at. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of was the Waterfield Designs Bolt backpack, which we looked at a little while back, and that was another premium backpack that, has a little bit more of a professional aesthetic that's going to work well for wearing with a nicer outfit. It's made out of a very nice wax canvas material, so it gives it a little bit more of a rustic style. It has some nice organizational options, it's comfortable to wear, and it can also hold an impressive amount of stuff. That bag is going to come in at a little bit over $300, but it is made in the US, and it also has some great materials that feels like it's going to hold up well. So if you're looking for a bag in this price range, it's going to work well for the office, and that's going to be one of the best options to take a look at. The next bag this made me think of is the Bellroy Classic Backpack, which is one of my favorite everyday bags that I've looked at over the past few years. It has a very comfortable harness system, a really sleek and minimal aesthetic. It's very sophisticated. It feels like it's going to work well with a nicer outfit, kind of like this. That one has a more simple organizational layout. It still has some great laptop protection, and it can actually hold an impressive amount of stuff, even though it's only 20 to 21 liters. And that one's also going to come in at a little bit of a lower price range at under $200. So if you're looking for something with this sort of a vibe, but you have a tighter budget, then that's going to be a great option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Air Tech Pack 2, which is a really solid work and everyday bag. And that one's going to have a little bit more of a modern and minimalistic aesthetic. It's very techy looking, it's all black. It has a really nice ballistic nylon build quality that offers a ton of weather resistance. It's very comfortable to wear, and that bag has a ton of awesome organizational pockets. You really have a spot for everything. That one's gonna come in at around $200, so it's a little bit less than this. And if you're looking for a minimal style bag that's gonna be great for your tech and that's gonna work well for an office or urban environment, then that's gonna be another great option to keep in mind. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Timbuk2 Authority Pack Deluxe, which we have a full video coming out for in the next few weeks. And that bag has been fantastic to use. You know, I loved using the original Authority Pack for a long time, and the Deluxe just adds some additional improvements to a bag that has a great aesthetic. It offers plenty of space. You know, it sits somewhere in between this bag and the AirTech Pack 2 as far as its vibe, I would say. So it's a pretty techie bag, but it's a little bit more sophisticated. It feels like it's gonna work well with a nicer outfit. It reminded me a little bit of the aesthetic of this one. It has some great organizational options. It's very comfortable to wear. And if you're looking for a bag with this type of a style that's gonna offer plenty of space and protection for everything that you need to carry with you, then that's gonna be another great option to take a look at. With that being said, the Troubadour Ridge Backpack holds up pretty well against all those bags, and if you have a little bit of a higher budget and you're looking for a premium built bag that has a very sophisticated aesthetic, then this is going to be a great option to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think of the Ridge Backpack and how it compares to some of the other great work and everyday bags that we featured on the channel. And if there are any similar options that you think I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company again for sending the bag for me to test out. And if you found this video helpful, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.